Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. In today's video I just wanted to talk through quite quickly about sketching flowers. So firstly, thank you for bearing with me while I had a couple of weeks off from YouTube. I've rather enjoyed having a bit of a break, and to be honest with you I still feel a little bit in holiday mode because it's very hot here today. So I've been sat out in the garden, hence the idea for this video. So I'm actually doing a foxglove. Now for those of you who are here in the UK, or you'll be very familiar with foxgloves, and we have a lot of them around at the moment, particularly in June. There's been a lot this year. And the reason that I'm doing it from my phone and from this photograph on my phone and not sketching it by picking one and putting it in front of me is because they are very, excuse me, I've just slipped off the chair. They are very poisonous, so you must not touch them. So anybody who is from overseas and is not familiar with this flower and doesn't have it in your own country, they are very poisonous. But the one thing I wanted to talk to you about really was when you're drawing flowers, to just try and get an essence of the flower and the basic shape, and not to be over fussy about doing every single one. You know, I didn't count every single little bloom on here and do them exactly. I just did it very quickly, because if you're out and about and you've got your sketchbook with you, you want to be able to get some information down really quickly, and it's all to do with observation really. So with this particular flower, if you go to the top of it, you've still got some buds that are closed and haven't yet come out. As you go down, they become more and more open until you get to these flowers here which are really open and that you can see the inside of. And then when you get to the bottom here, you've got the ones that are finished and they're spent and they've actually lost the petals off them. So it's all about observation and getting a general feel for the flower to get it to be that particular flower and not some other flower. So with this, I mean, you could say it's a very similar stature to a lupin or a delphinium, but then when you actually look at the, I don't know what you call these, florets or whatever you want to call them, each little bell shape or glove, as it's a foxglove, they're very different in shape to something like the little flowers that you get on a lupin, and very distinctive. So they go back quite a long way. So you've got that nice sweeping line there going back, and then you've got this very distinctive shape and the very distinctive spots inside, which I haven't drawn because I was going to put those on with some paint maybe afterwards. But really it was just to talk about doing the actual sketch itself, trying to speed up your sketching. If you use ink and you make mistakes, it's quite a good thing, because it means you just carry on, ignore the mistakes and carry on working on it, and it frees you up and you stop panicking about getting a complete copy and getting it exactly right. The idea is you want to be quite loose and free and get something impressionistic down. So I'm going to go ahead and put some colour on this, maybe some background colour. This is a mixed media pad, but I will probably just use watercolour on top of that. And the pen that I used was the Unipin, and it's quite a fine one, it's 0.5. So again, when you're doing something delicate like a flower, don't use something really heavy. I mean, you could have done it in pencil as well if you prefer. Looking at the flower, it perhaps wants to be a bit wider. Maybe I want to put some more on this side. And if you look at it, I think it's perhaps been going this way with the wind. There's a lot more flower on one side than there is on the other. But just get a few shapes and curves and not worry about getting every single little detail in. You could do that if you wanted to, and if that's your way of working, but it would take a very long time. And my preferred way of working really is just to get a sketch down and get something nice and impressionistic that you can then work on top of with some colour and add in some tone and things. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the video. We'll be putting some colour on now. Don't forget, if you've got foxgloves in your garden, don't touch them, but do go out and sketch them. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.